Hello, everyone. In today's video, we're going to do a unique biblical reflection using the character Griffith from Berserk to explore a profound concept: inner demons. We all face internal struggles, emotional and moral battles that can shape or even destroy our essence. Griffith, with his complex and dark trajectory, is a fascinating example to understand how these internal conflicts can drastically influence a person. Griffith from Berserk is a character whose search for power and perfection reveals the depth of the inner demons that we all face. We're going to analyze how these internal battles are not only personal challenges, but also reflect dilemmas and teachings present in the scriptures. Are you ready for a reflection that combines the richness of the biblical narrative with the psychological impact of one of the most complex characters in pop culture? Stay tuned, and let's explore this journey together. My name is Bruno, and let's go to another video. Griffith is a central character in Berserk, created by Kentaro Miura, whose story is marked by boundless ambition and tragic transformation. Initially, he is introduced as a charismatic and inspiring leader of the Band of the Hawk, a group of mercenaries. His charm and grandiose vision make him a natural leader, able to earn the unwavering loyalty of his companions, including the protagonist's Guts. Griffith's ambition is his main driving force. He aspires to create a kingdom of his own and become a great leader, a dream that drives him to surpass any limits. His relationship with Guts and the other members of the Band of the Hawk is complex, mixing genuine friendship with strategic manipulation. The pivotal moment of his transformation occurs in the eclipse, a devastating event in which Griffith, consumed by his ambition and the desire to achieve his dream at any cost, succumbs to his inner demons. To achieve his goals, he makes a horrific sacrifice. He sacrifices his loyal companions to become one of the 5 apostles, a demonic entity known as Femto. This act of betrayal and cruelty marks Griffith's transition from a charismatic leader to a being of pure malevolence, revealing the depth of his inner corruption and the loss of his humanity in the name of absolute power. The concept of inner demons refers to the fears, traumas, uncontrollable desires, and temptations that we all face internally. These demons are the psychological and emotional struggles that can haunt and influence our behavior and decisions. They represent the internal battles that each of us faces as we deal with our weaknesses, insecurities, and deep-seated impulses. Griffith from Berserk is an emblematic example of how these inner demons can shape a person. His boundless ambition and uncontrollable desire for power and recognition are the main inner demons that torment him. From the beginning of the series, it is clear that Griffith is consumed by a grandiose dream of creating a kingdom of his own, and his vision is so powerful that it ends up overriding any moral or ethical considerations. As his ambition intensifies, he faces temptations and inner pressures that lead him to make increasingly dark choices. The eclipse, where he sacrifices his loyal companions to achieve his goals, is the culmination of his inner demons in action. The need to achieve his dream at any cost reveals the extent of his uncontrollable desires and the depth of his despair. This tragic moment illustrates how Griffith's inner struggle, fueled by his fears and desires, leads him to a devastating transformation. He becomes Femtus, a demonic being, in a sacrifice that will not only betray his friends but also destroy him as a human being. In this way, Griffith is a powerful example of how inner demons can lead to destructive choices and an irreversible loss of humanity. In the Bible, we find profound examples of characters who struggled with their own inner demons, offering valuable lessons on how these battles can shape our lives. King Saul is a notable example of this struggle. In 1 Samuel 18 verses 6 to 9, we see Saul consumed by jealousy and fear toward David, who is being hailed by the people after a great victory. This jealousy fuels Saul's growing paranoia, leading him to destructive behavior and even assassination attempts against David. Saul's internal struggle with jealousy and fear has a devastating impact on his life and reign, reflecting how inner demons can corrode our essence and lead to tragic decisions. How inner demons can eat away at our essence and lead to tragic decisions. Another significant example is Judas Iscariot, who struggles with guilt and remorse after betraying Jesus. In Matthew 27 verses 3 to 5, Judas bitterly repents, trying to return the 30 pieces of silver he received for his betrayal. The weight of guilt and despair leads him to a tragic end, showing how unresolved remorse can be destructive. These examples help us understand the importance of recognizing our own inner struggles. The Bible warns us that our struggle is not only against external forces, but also against spiritual forces of evil that operate within us. In Ephesians 6 verse 12, we read, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." This verse reminds us that inner battles, like our desires and weaknesses, are part of a larger spiritual struggle. Griffith from Berserk is a grim example of how a failure to resist these inner demons can lead to devastating consequences. His ambition and uncontrollable desires lead him to make cruel and treacherous decisions, culminating in his transformation into Fenris. His story illustrates the destructive impact of succumbing to inner demons without seeking help or guidance. This is contrasted with the biblical call to seek strength from God to face and overcome our inner battles. In 1 Corinthians 10 verse 13, we find a promise that God will not allow us to be tempted beyond what we can bear, and that He will provide a way out. This verse encourages us to rely on God for strength and guidance in our inner struggles. While Griffith loses his inner battle and suffers irreversible consequences, the Bible teaches us that it is possible to overcome these struggles by acknowledging our weaknesses, seeking spiritual support, and trusting in God's providence. Thus, as we face our own inner demons, we are called to resist and overcome evil with God's help, rather than succumb to it. Dear friends, as we reflect on the inner struggles we face, it is vital that we acknowledge our own inner demons, whether they are insecurities, uncontrolled ambitions, traumas, or unconfessed sins. These battles can seem overwhelming, and it is often tempting to ignore them or try to hide them. Yet, facing these issues is crucial to our personal and spiritual growth. Insecurities can undermine our confidence and ability to act with courage and purpose. Uncontrolled ambitions can lead us to destructive decisions, as we saw with Griffith. Unresolved traumas can haunt our peace and happiness, while unconfessed sins can create a barrier between us and our relationship with God. It is crucial that we do not ignore these struggles. Instead, we must face them head-on, seeking the help and guidance that God offers. Prayer is a powerful tool for opening our hearts and asking God for the strength and wisdom we need to deal with our challenges. Reading the Bible provides us with teachings and comfort, helping us understand how to overcome our weaknesses and find peace in God. In addition, seeking support from a faith community can be extremely beneficial. Sharing our struggles with friends and spiritual mentors gives us the opportunity to receive encouragement, counsel, and prayer, creating a support network that strengthens our journey. Remember that we are not alone in our inner battles. God is always ready to help us, and the faith community can be a vital source of support and encouragement. By facing our inner demons with the help of God and our community, we can overcome difficulties, grow in faith, and find true peace and fulfillment. I encourage all of you to identify and face your inner struggles, trusting God to guide and strengthen each of you on this journey.